Hi, everyone. I'm Shelly, and you are watching Countercultural. I have been wanting to make this video for quite some time. Even before I had this channel, I wanted to make one for my There's No Place Like Home channel, but it always felt a little awkward to me to be talking about something like this over on There's No Place Like Home when most of my videos are about things completely unrelated to biblical womanhood, being a wife, being a mother, any of these sorts of topics. This channel, however, is perfectly appropriate for this, and it's something that I really do believe can help a lot of women out there. This video in particular is for women who have been trying to get pregnant and maybe having a difficult time. It is also for women who are planning on becoming pregnant sometime in the near future and would just like some advice, maybe to make things go a little bit quicker. So, let me first start off by saying that I am not a medical professional. I do not have a degree in anything in the health field. What I am, though, is a mother of 11, and I gave birth to all 11 children. I got pregnant naturally with all 11 children. And so, this is some advice that I think is practical, and it really does work because I have actually shared this advice with several women that I know, and it worked for all of them. Again, I haven't done a scientific study on it, and I've only given this advice to a few women. But given the 100% success rate, I thought, you know what? I think that I'm going to come on here and I'm going to share it just in case it might help someone else. So, how many times have you heard of women? Maybe it was you, maybe it was a friend of yours, that have been trying to get pregnant and have been using all of the old fashioned methods and doing what the doctor says on things that can help them to get pregnant, and they just don't conceive. But once they finally give up, decide, okay, you know what, I'm done trying. And then once they stop trying, that's when all of a sudden, boom, they're pregnant. This is actually something that happened with me. My husband and I tried for a year and a half to get pregnant with our second child. Now, again, keep in mind, we have 11. So we had our first, we waited a couple of years, tried again. It took about a year and a half. Then, when I stopped trying, I got pregnant with my daughter. And then after her, the rest of them came. I always say that she opened the floodgates because then I had 10 children in 13 years. Now, I want to reiterate that this advice may not work for everyone, but it is certainly worth a shot, and it's free. It's not something that you have to go out and purchase anything for. So a lot of people will say that the reason that people will get pregnant, or that women will get pregnant once they stop trying, is because they don't have that burden on their shoulders anymore. They're not feeling that anxiety. And so the more relaxed state is what helped them to finally get pregnant, because they just weren't thinking about it. Although I'm sure they were thinking about it, but they just weren't putting so much pressure on themselves. And while that may be the case, I think it's more likely that what I will call the post intimacy position is what makes more of a difference. What is the typical advice for women who are trying to get pregnant, whether it's from doctors, whether it's from parenting magazines, websites, whatever? I know this because, again, I tried for a year and a half with my second child. Most of them will tell you, after intimacy with your husband, to lie down on your back for at least 15 minutes. Sometimes it will tell you maybe to elevate your legs with a pillow, and that will help with conception. And again, they say minimum 15 minutes, but it may take longer than that. Well, I know a lot of women who tried that and tried and tried and tried, and it didn't work. And I tried that way and it did not work. But let's think about the women who have stopped trying. Post intimacy, I know this is such an awkward conversation, but it's okay. Post intimacy, what is a woman very likely to do after, well, post intimacy, we're talking? A woman is very likely to roll over on her stomach, isn't she, and just go to sleep. I mean, that's just, it's very common. You're not worried about getting pregnant. So lying there for 15 minutes, propping up your legs, you're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to let this go and I'm not going to try anymore. You roll over, go to sleep. That, my friends, I believe is the key. I believe the key is lying on your stomach after intimacy, not on your back. And again, I have to tell you that this worked for multiple pregnancies for me. I mean, it may have even worked for all of them, but I consciously was aware of it for multiple pregnancies. It also worked for a friend of mine who had been trying to get pregnant for a year, and she told me that she wasn't able to conceive. And she shared her problems with me, and I said to her, you know what, I don't know if this is going to help you at all. Try lying down on your stomach afterwards. She got pregnant within a month. Same thing with a family member of mine. They already had one child. They were trying for their second child and she just couldn't conceive. So I told her, I said, try lying down on your stomach after you're finished. She got pregnant also. And I do also have to say that my daughter got married in 2023. So while I went through a whole biblical womanhood devotional with her, we talked about families and everything. And this was advice that I shared with her for when they wanted to start a family. And she got pregnant on their honeymoon. And she is now pregnant for the second time, and their first baby is only 9.5 months old. So I'm confident that this has helped numerous women, and I think that most people don't even realize that it's a possibility. Now, what is interesting is that all of the women that I shared this with and me we're all told at some point that we had a tilted uterus. So I think that this could be especially helpful for women who have been told that they have a tilted uterus. I do think, though, that there are a lot of women out there who have never been told that they have tilted uteruses, but might still have one. And again, it's certainly worth a shot. It's free. You don't have to buy any supplements or do anything fancy. Go to a clinic. You just roll over onto your stomach afterwards and see what happens. I'm really truly I'm hopeful that this is going to help women out there, because again, this is not something that you hear them say. All of the standard advice is always lie on your stomach afterwards for 15 minutes, sometimes elevate your legs. I have never once heard anyone say to go on your stomach afterwards. But again, I'm telling you from experience as a mother of 11 and as someone who has shared this with people and it has worked for all of them every time. Try it, and I'm praying that it works for you. That's all that I have for you today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed and would like to hear more of what I have to say, I would love if you would do that. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave one down below. And if you like my work, you can check out the other videos that I have on this channel. It's rather new, but I hope to add more and more videos as time goes on. But I hope you do have a great day.